Alrighty, hello, welcome to Myst, which won the poll for the short series for me to do next. I say short series, I hope it's going to be a short series. Like, official How Long to Beat says it's like 12 hours. Here's hoping that I am roughly on pace. Also, Cobalt, stop kicking down my door. Why don't you save your kicking down door powers for one of the inevitably locked doors that we'll have to get through in Myst? Alright, so Myst is a very old game, almost as old as I am, from 1993. And by the way, that does not imply that I am very old, because standards for humans are different than standards for video games. I have never played Myst, but I know it's one of the old classic point-and-click adventure games, and one of the most well-regarded in its genre. I always kind of assumed that this was one of those games that had full-motion video. That was a big thing in that era. I don't actually know if that's a thing here, because I'm playing the remastered version. Trust me, if I was playing the original version, it would not, the main menu would not look this good, even as simple as it is. So, island, puzzles, weird teleportation books. That's about all I understand of the Myst universe. So, let's get going. Select your puzzle solution preference. If you're new to Myst, we recommend selecting Classic. Okay. So, alright, so they've chosen, they've created multiple solutions to puzzles, and you can choose if you want to randomize them or not, in case you've played before. That's okay. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I've never played Myst, so let's go for the classic. That will also allow me to look up walkthroughs if I need to. Oop. That's not how skies are supposed to work.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit that such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Myst. Press W to move forward. Okay, hold. Okay, I can't check the menu right now. Sure. Take the book. All right. Okay, the music still sounds like a 1993 soundtrack. The audio quality is much higher, but this is very much 1993 video game music. Hi, Shifty. It does look great. I just need to figure out how to turn closed captions on. Right now, I can't access the menu. All right. Touch the book and teleport. I don't know what the deal is with these linking books. Like, I've played the demo for Riven, and I've played Uru Beyond Myst, which I could never ever beat, and never figured out what was going on. Okay. Alright. So I gather from the way that my screen was very static there for a moment, that you can play in the classic, oh, you're standing here. Click, now you're standing here. Click, now you're standing here. Click, now you're looking very closely at this machine. But, yes, the ship is underwater. We're only allowed to use books to travel in this world. Okay. Options. Interface, perhaps? Subtitles on. Sound context subtitles? Classic video mode. All the updated character videos with classic FMV style videos from the original Myst. If you enable this option in a game session, you may need to reload a save or restart the game in order to properly see the video changes occur. Ooh, should I? Okay, so they've been re-rendered. It's now in universe. I mean, in engine. I feel like I need this, but we shall see. All right, so here we start. What are we doing here? I don't know. What do we want to accomplish? I don't know. But there's going to be doors somewhere that I'm inevitably going to have to open. What is this? You appear to be a button. Speaking of doors I have to open. Okay. I'm guessing I'm immediately going the wrong way. Settings dimensional imager. Topographical extrusion test 40. Marker switch diagram 47. Water turbulent pool 67. That seems too loud. Is that better? Is that a better balance of audio to voice? Push or interact or exit. Okay. I don't see any numbers here. What are you? Aha. Okay. So this is a topographical extrusion test, which I suppose vaguely matches the shape of the island? Okay. So then marker switch diagram is 47. Okay, so that is a diagram of a marker switch. Okay, I saw one of those on the dock. Do I need to find multiple of these? I don't know what they do yet. And then 67 is the water turbulent pool. So I already saw what that was looked like. That was what this was set to. What happens if it's not set to any of these? Nothing. All right. 40. Okay. So, this thing, can I interact with these? No. Now, there is a bit of additional challenge in this mode that I'm playing, where I have free movement. So, ordinarily, you have a static position, which means that you know where you're supposed to be looking. Here, anything I need could potentially be anywhere. Like, maybe I need to click one of those seagulls up there at the right moment. Who knows? Alright, here's a lever. I can push the lever. It does nothing that is apparent right now. Okay, from here we can go up to this gear, where there is another one of these. Can also go around here. There's no jump. Then if we go this way... Oop, we have lag. We have pillars. And a Roman-style door. Can you have the gears? You cannot have the gears. They are too big. There's a switch I can flip here. 3 people in Roman style. Oop. Ah, it opens. Oh boy. This looks like I'm about to see a video. Ah, but I'm guessing I need a date and time. Okay. Is this a grave marker? It is indeed a grave marker in a language I can't read. Okay, I see those things up there around that tree. There's also this. What are you? You are a model of the ship. So perhaps if I can manipulate this model, I can raise the ship. Shifty says the version he played was Real Myst, which is version or 2 before this one. Never played the original. Alright. Alright, so this is going to be a combination, I think. So we've got all these symbols. Anchor. Bug. Snake. And eye. Right. Oh, and this. Emu! Okay, so be on the lookout for these symbols. They might tell us something important. Also, there's this. I don't know what it does. It's one of these in front of, like, every one of these doors. Guessing that lifting them all is probably not enough. Ugh. Okay. We got fairly significant loading zone issues. I might need to... I think I turned on ray tracing. I'm thinking about turning that off. Okay. This looks like a power plant. Power to ship, generator switches. Okay. Okay, so I can only have a certain number of these. Well. Okay. So I'm controlling the 2 rows of machines. So if I do turn them all on, then I've got 100 power to the... but none to the ship. Okay. I will have to figure out how this works. Alright. Old music. How do you minimize the unpleasantness of a high 91 degrees with no shade? Put up shade. Try evaporative cooling. Try spinning this knob in random directions. Okay, clock. It is 8 o'clock. Nope. So, I need to figure out what that wants. Okay, so you... we have a safe that needs a combination. We have a pressure valve. I don't see the gauge changing, but I can hear hissing. Okay, turn that off for the moment. You know, I haven't been to the big evaporative cooling. Yes, just have water on something and let it evaporate. That pulls heat out of the air. It's latent heat of evaporation. All right, let's take a look at the... actually, no. Ooh, a Zeppelin. Okay, I'm doing everything backwards, definitely. So, you have a lever that cannot be activated right now. In fact, does that work outdoors? Depends. A lead Zeppelin? Looks more like copper to me. Oh, wait, no, this is not a Zeppelin. This is a rocket. And it is currently inoperable. Can I fall off? No. I can, however, sprint. But I can't jump. Alrighty, let's check out the big dramatic thing. Press X to take a picture. You can access your photos through the menu. Okay. So when I get close, I have a map. Camera off, photo added to album. Okay. Notebook. All right. Map of island. All right. Integrated photos and notebooks. That's good. All right. Here we have a book and a note. Here we have a book. Okay, just close that for a minute. We have a painting, which... Okay. Figure that out in a minute. What is this? We have a secret passage to elevator. I'm 100% safe in this game. No deaths. It's good to know. Alright, elevator. So that's the library. This is the tower. Very descriptive. Key. Book icon. Interesting. This doesn't look like it goes anywhere. Unless I can slip through that little slot at some point. Alright. Let's check out the books. We can go with the blue one first. Alright, also... Huh. Is this... This is still the elevator, or... Yeah, I think it's the same elevator. There's this. Okay, that's probably going to be important. And that figures. Alright. Uh-huh. Okay. Alright, blue book.
Monsieur? 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 Are you?
Wait, he's not done.
Monsieur? Are you? See you.
Okay, I'm not getting anything useful from that. Alright. Bright line going that way. There is a spot offshore. I have called this age Channelwood, as it is a very different world. Though it is exactly how I imagined it, it is still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere there are only trees, which grow directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I am eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I have arrived here late, and I must rest. I was awoken this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one that I would never have expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand motions that I was to follow them. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water, I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which is about 10 meters above the water and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower paths to the village level approximately halfway up the grand trees. It is very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. At sunset, they motioned for me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. The walls were garnished with bright metals, and in the center of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least he appeared to be their leader, for he sat a meter off the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human, at least to some extent he appears human. His hair, which was only on his face and head, was completely gray, almost white, and hung very low around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by an almost grotesque neck that could not hold its head up to look at me. But what a surprise! This creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter, I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked to be telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. As I suspect, the ancient creature is a human, but he is old beyond his own reckoning, and he seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me very uncomfortable. It is almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me that he had not spoken our own tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings, which happened randomly. Some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. The sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. Then they would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day things changed. The rumbling began and grew quickly to unprecedented levels. Soon it became apparent that the entire island was sinking slowly into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. The humans who lived through this catastrophe moved into the trees, where they gradually died out, maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I am not sure. This is the story the old man communicated to me, although the details are very unclear in my mind. And do note that although I read that in my old man voice, that's not a direct quote, that's his interpretation, so it may or may not be accurate. I'm especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own. Yet the old man believes in the truth of the story as if he had been there. And the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans, as if they were heroes or gods. Okay. So he did say he, but then he crossed it out and said they instead. That is the only, so far, that's the only time I've seen him correct anything. But it is written in the same hand. Like, look at the H and the E. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and asleep. He then said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort, he stood to his feet. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away with more force than I imagined his frail body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surrounded him with very solemn faces. They kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally, he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out of the door and off of the narrow path high in the trees. The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body, he had fallen onto a lower level of the walkway, and carry it away. He was laid down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion, one of the tree creatures lit the pier on fire, and I watched as the flames engulfed him. As this strange funeral proceeded, the waters around the pier changed to dull green. This morning I woke, finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The water is a dull green for as far as I can see now. For some reason, the water no longer shifts color. As I wander throughout the pathways, the creatures watch me, curious to see what I will do next. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection. I even found food outside the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique... Oh, we're getting... interesting. Unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon so that I may learn more from them. Okay, so this seems blurry, but I think that might just be game artifacts. All right, now we have a different pen, or a different color. I have lived on this world for 3 months off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I am even beginning to learn bits of their language. I have decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and sons, and hopefully return with them. However, I am sure Catherine will once again refuse. I think this age would be a wonderful experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Sirius and Akanar will react to its curious inhabitants. Catherine is staying behind as expected. My sons have returned to me, and they enjoy this age very much. With me. They get along very well with the tree dwellers and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt that it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. And then later, I am leaving tomorrow to check on Osmoian. Osmoian age. Sirius has suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay. Though the idea unsettles me, I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitalities of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warned the boys not to take advantage of the respect the tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith they will follow it. Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Choctic. I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly after checking on Sirius and Akanar. See Everdune's journal for more information. After watching Sirius and Akanar, I see they are handling things very well, and I think I can put to rest my fears about leaving them in Channelwood again, and for a little longer time. The tree dwellers seem slightly distressed that I am leaving, but are happy that Sirius and Akanar are staying behind again. I have been gone for over 3 days, and I have been to many different places. I had to tell Sirius and Akanar about Pran's death today. Pran, that's Everdunes. And they were visibly shaken, although they only remembered her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested that it would be wise for Sirius and Akanar to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They will be returning with me when I leave again. I have told my sons that they will be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and was rather remarkable. It seems they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out into the surrounding waters. I enjoy hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures, and am reminded of my own adventures as a child. I finally understand why the tree dwellers have been giving me their many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have changed from the black I thought they were, to various different colors. I have shown some of the creatures my journal, and they laughed and howled. I did not know they had such a sense of humor. Even now, as I look through this very colorful journal, I cannot help but laugh myself. Okay, so they act like it's a prank, but I wonder if there's more to it. We'll be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me they would like to come to Channelwood again, and have also asked if they can visit some of the other ages alone. Though I will have to think over their request, I believe they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also have to help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now, I must give my farewells to the creatures, for I do not know how long it will be until I visit this age again. Okay, and here's a diagram. Let's let's make a notebook. This is a diagram of Channelwood. Okay. Wait, can I read that? Okay, this just says Channelwood. Ah, it saves my place. Nice. Okay. So then something about Everdunes and something called the Coctic. And then I have the silence age of the selenitic age of mist, and mechanical, and the stone ship. Emmett was the first to live on the rocks. He named them the rocks because that is what they were, a group of sharp rocks clustered together. This is the same script, by the way. In the middle of a large sea. This was where Emmett lived. He enjoyed his life. Emmett would occasionally swim to nearby rocks, as it was never too far of a distance. One day another person appeared on the rocks for no apparent reason to Emmett. Emmett named this new person Branch. Emmett and Branch quickly became friends, swimming and hunting for fish together often. Emmett showed Branch the simple cave in which he lived on the largest rock. Soon Branch discovered a place where he decided to live, also on the same large rock. The sun always shone brightly in their world, and the water was always dazzlingly clear, allowing them to see almost to the deep ocean floor which surrounded them. Though the sun always shone, it was never too hot for the boys. A light breeze always came from the north and cooled the area down. One day, while Branch was swimming and having fun in the water, he noticed another boy swimming. Branch thought brought the new boy to Emmett to find out what to call the new boy. Emmett said the boy should be called Will. Will was soon part of the group, and all three of the boys swam and enjoyed their perfect world. At least that is the story I was told when I arrived today on the island. Emmett, Branch, and Will were surprised to see me at first, but even before the night ended, we were all becoming good friends. Today, the second day on this newly created age, a strange thing happened. Okay, so this is a place that is new. So these worlds are being created. Are they being created by this writer? It was not strange to me, but the three boys did not understand what was happening. While I was relaxing under a large tree on one of the smaller rock islands, it began to rain. It was a nice rain that lasted for about an hour in the morning. I explained to the boys that the rain was not harmful, yet they obviously still feared it. Before going to sleep tonight, I told the boys I would leave the following day. I told them that while I was gone, I would make a surprising change to their world. They didn't understand, not that I expected them to. Okay, so this sounds to me like these worlds are being summoned into being by something that this guy is doing. Possibly writing books? I still do not fully understand what happened today. I was experimenting with the art, testing the limits of the rules as dictated to me by my father. I attempted to create a boat by writing it into the world. Okay. I'm going to take the photo of that. I thought everything was planned correctly, yet somehow the boat had become gripped by the rock and broken in half. Although this test did not turn out as I had hoped, I now have answers to a few of the questions my father never answered. As for the boat, I can see the boys enjoying it anyway, and with that I am pleased. They have played on it all day. Even though the boat cannot move, I have enjoyed studying from it. It is much sturdier platform than the jagged rocks. In the course of my observations, I have learned some very interesting things regarding the solar system of this age. The nights are absolutely beautiful here. Wait, I thought that it was always sunny. I have made a note of and named a number of constellations that pass above me. Also during the night, I catch glimmers of light from the horizon, which I have not been able to discover. If it is, hold on, let me... Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. It's the stone ship. Okay. If it is created by some natural phenomenon or by additional people on far-off islands or rocks. I should very much like to discover which. I rather suspect it is additional people, which would explain the appearance of Branch and Will. The rain today was slightly heavier than usual. Just when the boys were getting used to the light rains, a small storm arrived. They were frightened of the heavier rain, not to mention the thunder and lightning. If rain has never fallen here until recently, as the boys tell me, I would like to discover why it is falling now. So he's creating, or at least modifying these places, but he doesn't have complete control. Regardless, I have decided to return home for a short while. I have also been thinking of some plans for a lighthouse that I hope to construct soon. I think that perhaps by shining a bright light toward the horizon, it might prove my suspicions regarding additional inhabitants. They would be curious about the light and travel to discover its source, if they have the means. I return with many tools that I will need for the construction of the lighthouse. I have decided that once the lighthouse is completed, I will leave for some time and let the world's own imagination have control. We have worked 3 weeks in the lighthouse now and are making great progress. The rock that we are building on seems to not be as secure as I would like. I have had to alter my plans slightly, but those alterations pose no real problem. The boys are quite strong and have been helping me immensely. I estimate construction will be done within 2 days. The lighthouse is finished and we are all proud of our creation. The boys are amazed at the structure wrought from rock with their own hands. That evening we powered up the generator, much to the boys' dread at first, and shined a great light to the horizon for many hours. I stayed the night in the top of the lighthouse, and in the morning awoke to observe the sunrise without my being coated with the chilly blanket of ocean dew I had become accustomed to. It was Will who first saw the girl. She was swimming not far from the boat where Will was getting ready to hunt for fish. When Will noticed a man not far away from the girl. Emmett was very pleased to meet the additional neighbors. I feel pleased to leave this age. I have set in motion events that have nothing to do with writing or the art that will have a more profound impact on this world than I would ever have written. Could ever have written. Okay. I think... Ooh. Ah, okay. Stone ship age. So, this is a map. I think of it this... hold on. I think of it this age as a gift to myself. Hold on, that doesn't make sense. I think of it this age. I feel like there's something missing here. As a gift to myself that I will wrap up and open someday in the future, only to discover that it has changed so much that it is indeed a surprise. Besides, I have yet another new age that awaits me. It seems I'm going to need some way to travel underwater in this new age, and so much planning is in order. It has been 10 years since I left this age, which I have since called the Stone Ship Age. Upon returning, I cannot believe the changes that have taken place. The original 3 boys have grown into adults, and there are many new faces that I do not recognize. Branch told me that it has not rained for 7 years, and the cool breezes are back again. They are all very content and have been serving me with new foods and showing me new materials they have discovered. It even seems they have found gold somewhere. I see it in many forms around the island. My lighthouse has been kept in perfect condition, and it looks as if they have tried very hard to keep the very best to keep it so. Yet I have noted that the entire rock it was built on has sunk approximately 40 or 50 centimeters. After a wonderful visit with my old friends, I wonder aloud with them what things will be like here in another 10 years. Constellations, so anchor. Hold on. These are the same symbols on the levers outside the ship thing. Hold on. Right here. Alright. There's the cross. There's the emu. There's the snake. Insect. Anchor. Okay, so this has to do with the stone ship. Alright, what else we got? Mechanical. Before arriving in this age, I was determined that it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures, and it was. The sky here is a dark gray and incessantly displays flashes of lightning in the distance. I met a very old man with a long beard and a hair that hangs to his waist. He is very feeble and has trouble even moving. This man has obviously been through many things in his strange world. I have learned many things from him. He has told me of an interesting story of this world's history. Years ago, he told me, there was a beautiful city that rose up out of the water. It housed many people inside its walls, and the people had everything they wished for. The city was surrounded by 3 high hills, which rose higher than the city. On the east hill of the city rested a large lookout post. The people of the city had constructed the post expecting visitors to arrive from the east. The people had no means of traveling on the water, which forced them to merely wait for a friend or foe. As time passed, friendly visitors brought rumors of an enemy that existed beyond the horizon. The people grew fearful, yet nothing happened. One day, the unusually sunny sky became dark as night, and black ships appeared on the horizon. The lookouts' post attempts at peace were turned away, and the sentries were easily overwhelmed. The ships continued to wreak havoc on the city, apparently destroying everyone and everything. After the foundations of the city were destroyed, the city sunk deep into the ocean, and only the lookout posts remained. The black ships sailed away. The men continued to say that 8 people had hidden and managed to survive through the attack. In the 9 years since the attack, 2 of the survivors had died. He also said that it was rumored that 10 years from the attack, the enemy would return to finish the destruction they had started so long ago. I have decided, since hearing the man's story, it would be admirable to save the civilization. This civilization stopped this enemy's plan of destruction. I am excited about the adventure that awaits me, and an idea has sparked in my mind to provide the needed defense for these people. Blurry. I met the remaining survivors today and have begun work on a plan for their preparation. After a short absence, I have returned to this age with my 2 sons. They have, as of yet, traveled rarely with me, and they are understandably excited to be here. They have grown considerably since the Everdunes. Okay, so this is not the same as Everdunes. Right, each of these journals is for a particular age. And it is already obvious to me that they will be a great help this time, instead of the nuisance that they have been in the past. All 3 of us, along with 4 of the healthier survivors, began construction today. We are building upon the old city's ruins, which will provide the perfect foundation for our fortress. Did I take a... I can't remember if I took a photo, so... My sons have been spending much of their spare time on the South Island, where most of my materials are stored. I am very pleased with their intelligence, and their creativity is refreshing to see, as they work on some small projects of their own. It has now been over 4 months, and construction is going well. My sons love the world except for its gray sky. They detest the gray sky, and tell me many times they wish the sky were like the blue sky in Myst. So that's going to be where I am. The old man I'd first talked to tells me that the enemy is due in 4 months. I feel we will be ready when the time comes. The man reminds me of Emmett in many ways, and I often wonder how Emmett and his people are doing. It has been 6 months of work, and we have finally finished the fortress. It rests between the 3 hills, which are now the only islands due to a rising water level that the people experienced after the attack. I'm seeing like a pattern of like rising water or sinking islands. Inside the fortress, I have designed a most intriguing device. It makes use of a technology called holography, or a holography. I began experimenting with it on my visits to Aspermere. It will be working in a couple of days after I compensate for some small miscalculations. This holographic device will enable the survivors to learn to use the fortress. The enemy is due to come soon, and I trust the fortress will provide sufficient protection for all of us. Alright, and here's a map. Sorry, had to drink some water. There's a lot of reading in this. The black ships have come. Their attack was substantial. Their weapons have been stopped, and it appears they have turned away in defeat. I could not help but smile as I watched the boats leave. Last night we had a small celebration with the old survivors, and the old survivors danced their dances of old. My sons did not understand why the sky had not turned back to its original blue. The old man told them that the storms would never end until the enemy was destroyed. I assured my sons that a blue sky was not worth the risk of death, and they seemed to hear me. I have had a healthy adventure and begun work on a new book. Once again, I must leave a familiar age in search of a new universe I have begun. But first, I will have an extended time with Catherine, whom I miss very much. I must also return to the people of the Tide. I believe in my travels I have found a substance that will ease the pain of their bone ailments that they have long endured. I hope to return to mechanical age one day and find the population growing and my fortress still strong. Although the sky may always be black, I am confident the people here feel a heavier darkness has been lifted from their shoulders. Okay, so things are not all peaceful. So, this guy writes books, and the books create quote-unquote ages, which are worlds he can travel to with people in them. But whether or not he's creating these worlds or discovering them is not clear to me at this time. Like, the stone ship, newly created. Mechanical, older than his time there. Okay. The Selenitic Age of Myst. It has been a while since I have heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly. Cobalt enjoys story time. Good. It has been a while since I have heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly, I think. For some reason, I do not feel altogether welcome in this new world in which I have arrived. But how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. This world is very beautiful, but I think I have yet to ever write in a journal that an age I have linked to is horrid or disgusting. From the grassy hill where I am standing, I can see green fields below with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms from some distance from where I am standing, yet the water's blue can be seen plainly from here. The air is fresh and the sky sparkled with white clouds. It is absolutely breathtaking, and yet that strange feeling again. Perhaps it is the hot breeze that continues to blow from the north. Hotter than I would have imagined. It almost singes my skin, and I feel quite uncomfortable when it comes. I will try to ignore it. Okay, so this is a terrestrial world. We are not on a terrestrial. Well, we could be, I suppose. We're on an island. Night has almost arrived, and the sunset is spectacular. Oranges and reds have settled above the western horizon. Though night has come, the horizon still glows red long past sunset. Dark reds flow from the horizon and blend into the black sky. Again the feeling. I am beginning to believe it is not all in my mind. I must sleep now. I will need my strength to explore more tomorrow. I have had to return home due to a unpredictable natural occurrence, more frightening than I have ever experienced. I was awakened by terrible shakings on the ground and explosions on all sides of me. Gigantic balls of fire were falling from the sky, and I immediately left in fear of my life. I must remember to bring a Myst linking book with me when I return, in case the one left there has been destroyed or damaged. I have returned to a different world than the one I left only 3 months ago. It has been transformed into a barren desert land with only gigantic craters scattered across the land to provide variety. Strangely enough, the small grassy hill where I spent my first night remains exactly the way I found it. Apparently, the falling meteors did not hit this area, leaving an oasis in the midst of this horrible desolation. The hot wind, I remember, has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement. I fear it is the only improvement. The magnificent lake I saw on my first visit is now completely dried up. However, another lake exists and appears to be quite a bit larger. I assume one of the falling meteors created this lake due to its circular shape and the jutting rock that grows out of the center of this lake. The rest of this world seems like a desert, although I will verify this statement with closer inspection. Though this world has little visual excitement to offer, it offers much to the ears. Sounds constantly flow through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems, as Catherine says, I do find beauty in everything. Last night I was awakened by a horrible hissing. I was sweating, and the heat was so intense that I immediately dipped my head in a nearby stream to cool it down. The hot breezes had returned, along with a low roar from the ground. I walked a short distance to observe some red flames shooting up from the earth. Suddenly the ground began to crack, and a huge chasm opened. The chasm continued to grow until it was far too wide to cross. The tumult subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I have decided, however, I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat from the chasm can be harnessed. Even as the chasm has ripped into the surface of this world, it has opened up a whole new world to explore. Although uncomfortably hot, I have found it possible to reach a cave in the chasm that had been created, and have now explored deep into the crust of this planet. I have found a vast underground cave system that will take many years to map and explore. I will also look for a safer way to reach the underground than through the chasm wall. This age seems to change on its own, so I feel I should leave again and see if things are different when I return. It is also important that I check on Cirrus and Akanar and make sure everything is going along well. When I return, I also hope to bring back some tools I will need for my plans to explore the underground. The abundance of raw materials here is beginning to amaze me. I've returned with some of the complex tools I knew would be needing. I assumed I would have to return for more basic materials, however. However, it seems as though I will be able to find everything I need here. Of course, iron is abundant, but I've also found titanium occurring naturally. I'm all the more excited to begin work. Everything is set, and I look forward to tomorrow. My raw materials are all here. I think I will be able to have most of my additions to this age completed within 1 year. I so love working with my hands, whether writing or building. Ugh. I began today on the illegible. Something I've decided to... 3 meters is not enough support for the beams, although amazingly strong. Okay, so that's that. Viewing dome, intake hatch, stabilizer. One of my most prized inventions. Could never have imagined it would come together quite as... I doubt. Could possibly work with 14 instead of 8. Completely fatigued. I'm so happy to have completed tomorrow. So just this section is largely blanked out. I am leaving today in order to bring back Cirrus and Akanar. I have left them alone in Channelwood. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see here. The age seemed to have stabilized. I believe the meteors set off a period of volcanic activity by piercing into the shallow crust, but the tremors have become few. I have just noticed that a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the very pages on which I wrote over the last 18 months. Fortunately, I have copied many of my construction notes in another journal. I do not understand the many mysteries of this world, but I trust I will discover logical answers to my questions. I have a feeling that many of my questions can be answered in another age, to which I hope to travel soon. But for now, I must simply accept this world's mysteries and take pride in my accomplishments. This looks like a puzzle solution. Okay, so he noted that some of the journal has vanished as well, but the construction notes are elsewhere. All right, so this is a map of Myst. All right, now then, there's also this. This looks a lot like the controls. Right. Okay. I'm not taking... not taking more than... How many pages are in this? Okay, let's go back to the start. Let's just start with 1. 1 what? I don't know. It's gonna take a bit. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and there. So let's start with this. All right. Let's see. Okay. Hold on. What's the control? Notebook is P. Help? No, that's just version number. All right. P. so it's going to take a bit. So sort of like a question mark. Da, da, da. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a U shape. And then da, 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 da. Forgotten it already. I might need to start taking screenshots of my screenshots. Okay. 2, 1. And then there's this. I remember that. Okay. And then 3 on the bottom and 1 there. All right. So, I don't see anything that's changed. Let me review. Do. Right? Yes. Do. Do. Uh-huh. Okay. Does not appear.
Serious? Lie.
Hold on. What's at the very end? I know there's more than 100 pages. Also, those numbers are extremely blurry. $50, $160, $170, $180, $190, $200, $210, $220, $230, $240. Did someone really create 250 variations of this puzzle? Is this like every possible permutation? How many? Okay, there's 300. So no, not every possible permutation. All right. So that may be useful if I know which one to look for, which currently I don't. Huh. This can be rotated. I can aim at different things. Let's start with a rocket ship. Did that do anything? None that I can see. Okay, where else can I point this to? The gears seem like a good bet. I still don't see any activity. Okay. So I have a lever I can turn to these various locations, but I don't know what they do. Let's see. I don't believe I've found any dates for this thing yet. Interesting. Although it did briefly show stars. Hold on. But only when the door is closed. I'm gonna have to pick out constellations, aren't I? Okay. Anything back here? You must sleep soon. Alrighty. Okay. Let me just look at all the things this can be pointed at. So it can be pointed at the gears. It can be pointed at the docks, the tree, not the pressure thing, not the generators. Also, that looks like I can go to the beach. Let's check. What happens if this is pointed at the ship? Looks more or less exactly as it did before. Oh, can't go down that. I have to go around this way. So, when I figure out how to get this up... Alright, see you, Cobalt. I will be able to board on that ramp. Okay. Ah, okay. This is the beach, and that goes there. Let's see. Any of these seem like they match the generator. No. Unless... No, that's a piano key. Alright. Okay, so these are now going, which means I have power, just general power, but not power to the ship. Which I had power to the ship, but now I can't get power to the ship. I'm guessing I overloaded it in some way. And I need to reset something somewhere? But I wouldn't know where. Okay, so like half power. Has that changed anything I can see up here? Hold on, that's outside. Ah, okay. So, that to open that, this to open that. So, why do I need that closed to open this? Oh, I need to press the button. Hold on, this is facing a different direction. Ooh, hold on. There's dates here. Okay. This is facing a different direction. Huh. Now... this is open. Okay, so this points to wherever okay, so this slit aims wherever I'm pointing the thing to. Okay. So this big sphere, this big cylinder rotates. But now I have some dates to try in the weird date machine. Okay. P. So, let's start with the top one. October 11th, 1984, 10:04 a.m. October 11th. October... October 11th. Oh, what? 04. Now it's looking at stars. So it's finding constellations. If I open this... Is it always the same constellation? So that's sort of a kite shape. Yes, that's a kite shape. So let's say I changed it to 10:05. Interesting. So that's just a star field. But this resolves into a specific constellation. This looks like it's designed for gazing upward. Let's try one of the other dates. Okay. January 17th, 12:07. At 5:46 a.m. Okay, so I have to convert between 12-hour clock and a 24-hour clock. Great. Okay. So that was 5:07, I think. No. So that just resolves into stars. 5:46. $26? Ah, you're wrong. Okay. 46. Okay, so that resolves into a constellation. What does that do for me? Suppose I open this door now. Nothing appears to have changed outside. Hold on. Okay. Constellations had to do with the ship. With the ship age. And okay, hold on. Notebook. Where are my constellations? Okay, yes, that's a constellation I know. That's the leaf. Yes, I did take a picture of the constellation book. Okay, so that's the leaf. So, I think this is going to give me the combination to the stone ship. Okay, so... Oh wait, this needs to be dark. You know what, I'm going to do this in order so that they are... Can I move these? No. Okay, first we have... You know what, I'm actually just going to take a picture of my picture real quick so I can refer to it. If my camera ever comes up, okay. All right, first we have October 11th. It's 1984. Oh, wrong time. 10:04. Which gives us this. And then January 17th. 17th. 1207. At 5:46. So we have leaf. Then, not sure which one this is. And then finally, we have November 23rd. 9791. 9791. 657. 657. PM. PM. So that's going to be 1857. Stargazer viewed some dated constellations. Okay. Well, I did something right, so... Alright, so... Notebook. So I have... Alright. So first I have... We've got... up in the corner and one down at the bottom. So snake. Snake, right? Yeah. Snake. Then leaf. Then I'm looking for something ovular. Snake, leaf, beetle? Yes. Snake, leaf, beetle. Okay. I guess it didn't actually matter which order I took those pictures in. Okay, turn off everything except snake, leaf, and beetle. So turn you off. You. Keep you. Turn off the anchor. Keep the beetle. Wait, no, this needs to be on. This needs to be off. Salvager, raise the sunken ship. Alrighty. Puzzle 1 complete. And it only took me an hour and a half. Alright. So now we have a new area to explore. Alright. So, boat. Was that anything useful up here? This boat does not seem nearly wet enough. To be honest, that was pretty good. Does it really take that long to... Well, yeah, I can see how it might take a very long time to do that first puzzle. Okay. Inside, okay. This is a linking book. This is a linking book to Stone Ship. This does not look like the very nice place that, what's his name, described in his journal. Okay. Uh-huh. So, can't go back the way I came. What are you? Don't know yet. So there's that. Here's the lighthouse, which I kind of imagine was up there. I can see a telescope up there. Huh. This window's broken. This is a key. Ah, okay. So I can hold it, but it's on a string, so I can only take it so far. I don't see anything to unlock yet. Maybe I can, maybe I can find something to cut. Oh, wait, hold on. Will it fit? Don't think it will. Okay, let's go up. Can I go? Oh, I can't go up. The ladder is retracted. Is this? Okay. That's a tease. So I can't get to the lighthouse right now. Can go here, but this is water at the moment. That looks like it might be important. You know, the sun is very large, isn't it? That's probably not a good sign. That is where we beg the devs for a yank button? Indeed, although I suppose that string looks pretty sturdy. Same thing. Water. Now up to the peak. So, is this compass bearings? Yes. So that pointy triangular rock is due north. A lot of these things are at exact compass markings. Also, that rigging looks climbable. So, like, the lighthouse is at 135. That post is at 185. Yeah, it seems notable how many things seem to line up with exact compass bearings. Okay. Which of these? Hold on. Oh, there. That's the climbable rigging. Oop. No, that's just a hole in the ship. Drain, I think. Okay. So this is a thing I can interact with. Huh. That was weird. Okay. You know, it sounds kind of like a pump. Hold on. It is a pump. Okay, down here. Okay. So now I'm underwater. It's dark down here. Okay. This feels like it could be useful, but needs power. Okay. That feels like it needs power. So I need to find something that looks like it'll generate power. So now, this is accessible. This goes down into the dark. So the question is, where are all the people that were here? Alright, so this is another airlock. Okay. Candles. Very ornate bedroom. Okay. I don't know if that's important. These are fabrics. No. Okay. Yeah, so they found jewelry. Don't appear to be able to take anything here. Though, interestingly, this drawer is empty. Maybe I need to put something in there. On the other hand, I've not seen any hint of an inventory yet. Ornate bed. This I can rotate, but why? This is just seemingly random texture. No, these globes do not match. This is not an inventory game. I believe you can only pick up the colored pages, which I noticed are color-coded towards the two books. Huh. A dagger. Or it might be a letter opener. Ink. No, that's not... That's a syringe. Let's check out the third passage. Okay, dagger, syringe. That does not bode well for how things went on this little island of content, innocent people. Wait, no, this one. So, ooh, hold on. Oh yeah, I went the wrong way. No, I did not go the wrong way. That is not clearing. Okay, on the off chance, what about this? Ah, yes. It was the one I was just in. But there's two of them. Like, there's this one, but there's also this one. But, either way, it's the lighthouse that just drained. Uh-huh. Okay. So now, let's see. That will maybe float? Let's see. Is that... That'll bring that up here. Okay. So now if I go to the lighthouse, this is here. I can unlock this chest, which gets me another key, which is also on a string, but that one's within reach. Okay, so now I can get up here. Now, here's the lighthouse. That just do? Okay, hold on. Ah, power. Okay. But... Right, that's a magnet. This is a dynamo. So, if I watch that... Is that gradually fading? Doesn't seem like it. Still, I could be plunged into darkness once again. Okay. So, this should mean that down below, if I go to... here... place is still dark. A lot of these arrows. Fish. Okay, hold on. I should, follow the electrical wires. So one of them goes down there. So that now illuminates these, which is not something I can deal with, but... This is now not so dark. However, this place was lit to begin with by chandeliers. That's still doing what it was doing. Just went dark for a minute. Okay, now this is no longer illuminated, so it is on a timer. Right. Yep. Doesn't seem to really be fading. I'll come back here in a minute. Let's see. Let's take a look real quick at the bottom of the lighthouse. Yes, this is now illuminated. But that doesn't seem useful. If I go back up here, that's now at half charge. Wait a minute, hold on. So, stand here for a second, then go back. It is still... Okay, so it's gone down. Okay, so it is going down. Not when I'm staring at it for some reason. Okay, so... It's just... Okay, so that's the lighthouse. Okay. Is there anything useful about the corridor? Because the corridor is what I have seen change. Aha. So now we're down here. And now, for the moment, this is illuminated. This is a compass. Didn't like that. Okay, so... This is the way I came. Okay. And now power's out again. And from here, we can go wherever this is. So I can go up, which takes me... This is drained now, apparently. What about this? That's also drained. Huh. Okay, so this is up. What's down? Okay, so that's where I just was. Here we have... Now this bodes well. Never trust anybody who has a rib cage candle holder. Marker switch. Located on the island of something, achieved very easily. Instructions as follows. Turn everyone to the on position. Then as a final step, turn there. Okay, so I have half a set of instructions. These do not have drawers. Achieve very easily. Instructions for each of the markers. Turn everyone to the on position. So these are calipers, drawing tools, sextant, masks, lamps, horns. That can be interacted with, but... Okay. Think the little box with a lever does more stuff? Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me... The sign of the other half of the note here. I already looked at these, I'm pretty sure. So these are 2 bedrooms, presumably belonging to the 2 sons. Okay, box with lever. Many, many buttons, and I don't know which one to press. Cables down there. Alright, box with a lever. So I can move the lever from one position and back. So that's a rose. That's a skull. So it's a holographic projector. It can either be a rose or a skull. Not sure what that gets me. Let's turn the power back on and look down these corridors again. Okay, power goes to each of those, but not to the boat. But I saw wires down below, so I'm guessing I can get power to the boat from down there. Alright, so. Really soggy. Seems like the rooms themselves don't need power. These hallways. Okay. So this is currently powered. So now I can see there are indeed cables. We have compass bearings. Well, directly above us is a it's a thing that has compass bearings. Okay, let's go check it out. Hold on. Red, blue. Okay. Alright, so each of the brothers seems to have a color associated with them. Red or blue. Red pages, red books, blue pages, blue books. Lights on the thing. Okay. So, hold on. Up. So, the ship. Bearing of the ship... This ship? 85? Yeah, 185. So that's one tick past south. Okay. Yeah, I wish this would just stay on. I presume it's part of some puzzle or another that I only have a limited amount of time to do something. Okay. Maybe it's just old game jank. Okay, so that's north, that's south, so... No, didn't like that. Okay, hold on. Let me count these. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, so 16... So 32 buttons in total. 360 divided by 32. That's 11.25. That's north. At least I presume it's north. So if that's north, then this must be south. That's the button I just pressed. Okay. Let's see what else I can align with. That's the lighthouse itself. At 135. Okay, what if I orient it back to the lighthouse? So 135. Let's see. That makes sense. Well, I guess I need power regardless. All right. So, dang. What was the reading? Was 135. Let me see. What button would that be? Let's see, so that's 180. Ten, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, this is 11.25. 11.25. 135 divided by 11.25. 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, and 12. Unless it was that one. Okay. Now I have to go all the way back up. That's down. Actually, hold on. Do I have a... Okay, notebook. Do I have any compass? Channel wood. Okay, here's a map of Stone Ship. Let's see. Doesn't really tell me anything. Was there a compass in here somewhere? Here we go. So that has to do with Myst, not Stone Ship. Stone Ship had the constellations. Lighthouse. Light. Submersible lamps. All right, hold on. Compass bearings. Just give me a picture. This works. Okay, 135 is straight southeast. Okay. Okay. This will be much easier with a picture of an actual compass rose on my phone. So straight southeast points to the yeah. So that was different. Beacon solved the compass puzzle. Okay. So now these lights are on. So what's that do for me? These are now illuminated. Will that also power the ship? Let's find out. Oh, that's down. Well, let's take a look at here real quick. I remain suspicious of these alcoves. Nothing stands out right now. Alright, so these lights are on now. So maybe I don't have to worry about the lighthouse anymore. Maybe? I guess I'll find out in a minute. Alright, let's check the ship. This looks much more illuminated. Here we go. Alright, so there's a button which takes me to another area. Okay. Is this mechanical? Stone ship. Found a way back from stone ship. No, this takes me here. Well, I found a page. Okay, let's not do that until we know what we're doing. So I can go back to stone ship whenever I want. Okay. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me look at those books. That's stone ship. That's Myst. That's mechanical. Okay. So this is not any of the named ages that I've found, that I've read about. Okay. And I have half of an instructional note. And then half of a note says it's for the marker switches. Following instructions are following. Each marker turn one something in the on position. Final step. Okay. Okay. So that up there will turn to face whichever one of these, wherever I point it to. Let's see. So I don't think I need to keep it pointed that way. Okay.
Monsieur? You've returned. You wouldn't return. Ages to rescue me. I'm Akinar.
Akinar.
My brother, I beg you. To be complete. Always blue pages. Listen to him.
Okay, hold on. I thought I turned subtitles on. Interface, dialogue, subtitles are on, yes. Let's try sound context subtitles.
Now listen to my brother. Egotistical fool and a liar. Bring me the blue pages. The red ones. Don't bring the red ones. I implore you. I've been wrongfully imprisoned. You must leave.
Okay. So he's imprisoned. He wants blue pages. You're imprisoned. You want red pages.
You've returned. Thank you for bringing the red page. You must continue. My name is Cyan. I beg you to find the remaining red pages. You must release me from this book which has become. Bring. I need more red pages, please. Beg. Don't waste time. Look. Don't. My brother is guilty. And I wrongfully imprisoned. Bring the red page to me.
Okay. Hello, Alan. I'm playing Myst. It is very confusing. Okay, so the author up there, he had two sons. And they're both trapped in these books. He wants red pages, he wants blue pages, which will presumably let them escape. So. Let's see. So, without knowing what happened, I don't know if I want to release either of them. Okay. Uh-huh. Let me see. 724. Okay, so each of these has a hint for the area it unlocks. So this sunken ship. Okay, so I'm looking for something that says 7-2. That has to do with 724. Oh yes, and down. What else can I look at? The rocket ship? Do. Okay. So sunken ship. Gears. Let's see what the hint for the gears is. There's a lot of going somewhere, changing a setting, and then going back to where you were in this game. Who am I in real life? A human. Okay. Gears. 240 and 221. Oh, not pairs, gears. Gears. All right. Alright, so a gears, ship, tree. Wonder what I look like in real life? Maybe a bot or an avatar? I look like a human. I will tell you that I am white, I have sort of brownish blonde hair, and I have a beard. A circle beard. Shooty says the original devs were very proud of their elevator FMVs. All right. 59 volts. Okay. Rocket. All right. Thinks I'm a bot, as in a robot, or a AI agent, like digital AI agent. 'Cause I don't think bots would be as good at keeping up conversation as I am, or solving puzzles. All right, so let's have a look at this. So we want 59 volts, which will be interesting because I'm pretty sure that these come in combinations of 5. Okay. That's 50. That's 66. That's 69. $59. There we go. Right? That was what we needed? Yeah, 59 volts. Okay. But, hold on. That's just power. It's not necessarily power to ship. Hold on. Hold on. So just to check, if I go over here, and I press this button, nothing. But there was a ladder over here that had a lever. No. Okay. Oh, there's the clock. Okay, hold on. So we'll get back to that eventually. All right, so I have the... no, this needs a time and also an order. But what am I choosing the order of? Also, there's this, which I still have not figured out. This has 3 digits. Let's try 7 to 4. 7 2 4. There we go. Safe cracker, open the safe in the cavern. Ignite. Okay, so that's on. Okay, so if I... Huh. Okay, this will be the, hold on. That's too tall, I think. Okay. So this will take me to the tree one. I think. Or maybe I just get in here. I don't think I can soft lock myself in this game. I hope I can't. The light's changing. Okay, here we go. Nice. Alright. And this will get me back up. Okay. This will take me to, the wood. It'll help me look it up if I ask for it. Okay. Far am I? 2 hours 20. Okay. So I cannot remember what this place was called. But there were monkey people living here. But mostly they lived up there. Alright. I have a map of this place. Channelwood. Okay. So... Alright, so there's future expansion planned. Future bridge there. That's probably the stuff up above, though. Okay. Okay, we've got these pipes. These pipes... That pipe goes into the water. We got a switch. Where does this pipe go? Here. A frog, a small beast with 4 legs. Okay, so... that tree is broken. Okay, so we got all these levers leading over to this windmill. And also... So I'm guessing I need to power this in order to access that. So we've got an old windmill. Pipe water flow. So now water is flowing. Frogge! Okay. Going that way. Not that way. Okay. So... Or I can channel it this way. So now it's flowing this way. And then this way. And then this way. What have we here? That's broken. Okay, so because the water's flowing here, I can take this elevator. Alright, so now I'm up here on this triangular platform, and if I look at the map, I am here. Okay. So I can then go that hut. Okay. Wooden plate, some leather and some sticks and things. Furniture overturned. Okay. I can also go this way. Furniture overturned. Pottery kiln. There's another elevator over there. But it's not accessible from here. Okay. If I play Hogwarts Legacy again, I should learn dark arts spells. No, I don't need the dark arts spells. Like, I've beat Rookwood very handily without them. Alrighty. But generally, I don't I don't return to completed narrative series on this channel. There's just so much like new stuff to cover that I haven't covered before. If I was going to do something, I might redo Hype the Time Quest. It's like very old, and I feel it's kind of underappreciated. Ha! That's the staircase. This one's seen better days. So... this one probably won't work. Yeah. And this door is shut. Now, I should be able to jump down there, but I can't. Alright, so where am I in this map? Map. I am... here, I think. And there's a line going from there to there. Future bridge. Okay. So let's just keep left from where I am right now. I don't see a... there's another level. Okay, that doesn't go down. That goes up. Uh-huh. And this connects the door. Okay. So I need to go to that hut with the pulley. Alright. That opens the stairs. Alright. So now, if I go down the stairs... A lot of talking, a lot of reading. Alright. Spiral staircase. And then open this. Okay. So this is now open. So now if I redirect that to there. Okay. Change the flow. Okay, I think I can turn off the contextual sounds. Options, interface, sound, context, subtitles. Okay. So that goes up there. Yeah. Turning and turning and turning. Okay. So now, close this and up. Yes. Okay, so map. So so this stuff's sketched out, suggesting there should be stuff there, but there isn't. Okay. I do not like the look of that. This is only openable from this direction. So, big hut here. Blue page. Metal tools. So he's speaking the language of the monkey people who live here, which I obviously don't speak. Alright, see you, Shifty.
I hope I pushed the right button. Very interesting device. I'm not erasing anything.
Okay, hold on. Subtitles are not working. Interface. Dialogue subtitles off. Save.
He is.
Okay. And options. Interface. Dialogue subtitles on.
Harry. Remember, take only one page.
Let's see. Okay, hold on. Alright. Myst. Subtitles. Myst 2021. I don't know why I'm not getting subtitles. Okay, but something about preparing. Let me see if... Okay. I'm actually going to options, audio. I'm going to turn the music down to 60. Graphics, volume, quality, Okay.
I hope I pushed the right button.
Hope I pushed the
Very
right button.
interesting device. I'm not erasing anything important, am I? He is preparing. Remember, take only one page.
Okay. Hope I pushed the right button. Very interesting device. Hope I'm not recording, not overriding anything. He is preparing. Take only one page. Okay, so...
I hope I pushed the right button. Very interesting device, dear brother.
Interesting.
I'm not erasing
That's
anything
now
important, am I? He is preparing. Remember, take only one page.
Okay, hold on. So, was on this. So, what if it's on this? Let's see. And there's something over here as well. A very well-to-do study. Aha. Okay. Have I asked myself if this game takes place in the future? I don't know. There's not really a way to tell. This is a very strange... Things work differently here. Food, blue cheese, wash tub, or wash basin. Okay. So now I have the second half of the message. All right, so marker switches. The vault is located in very plain view on the island of Myst, and access can be achieved very easily if the simple instructions are followed. First, locate each of the marker switches on the island. Turn every one of these switches to the on position. Then go to the dock. Go to the dock. And as a final step, turn the marker switch there to off. Okay, so turn everything on, and then turn the dock switch off. Okay. So, that. A lot of daggers. Broken furniture. So now I need to find my way back. I'm going to guess it has something to do with the weird, evil, bloody jaws. Tools, manacles, rusty saw. I hope that's rust, not blood. Kind of splattery there. So, the author's sons both speak the language that is native. Okay, hold on. Does this play when I enter? Or when I interact with this thing? When I enter. It drops something down somewhere. Let's take a look at the map real quick. That's the Rock Islands. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything I'm missing on the ground floor. All right. Let's see. There is stuff over this way. It's another elevator. But it's broken. Like the pipe is broken. Hold on. I might be able to come from the other side. Maybe? No. Hold on, though. Okay. I think I know what I need to do. I need to send water down that way. Okay, so now the water goes this way. And then this way. And just as an experiment. Now it comes pouring out here. That's that elevator which went up. Now this way. Now all the way to the end of here. It's awfully misty. Probably because we're playing Myst. Raise the bridge. There we go. Now I can go over here, crank this, which extends the pipe, this way. I'll go through there. Now, hopefully the bridge is still lowered. If it is... Or, sorry, still raised, rather. And it is. So now I can get to this elevator. I'm guessing the fireflies are there to attract attention in this direction. Okay. So from here, I can go up. Now, where am I going up to? Ah, that'll be the thing I didn't know how to get to. Okay, and here's the book back to the island. Found a way back from Channelwood. Okay. Now I'm here. Get back there when I want to. Okay, so the vault is located on Myst. Okay. So I need to activate all of these. So they all need to be in the on position. Ah, so there's one over there. Okay. Alright, give me 1 minute. Wait, no. I want... Okay. Is there anything over there? No. I got the rocket ship, the gears, the dock, and the tree. Okay. So, what was the hint for the gears? Gears. 240 and 221. The question is, where do I enter these coordinates? Or these buttons? Well, I need to take a bio break. I will be right back. Okay, I return, and I also did a bit of looking up. So, options, graphics. Okay, no, not graphics. Interface. Okay, classic video mode off. All right, so let's talk to a book. No. Okay, hold on. Save. New save. I'm going to quickly quit and start again. This is the introductory screen, by the way. All right, and we will continue. So let's see. If I open this book,
You've returned.
okay.
Thank you for bringing the red page.
So the FMVs don't have the subtitles.
My name is Cirrus.
So Cirrus is red.
Release me. I beg you to find Remain. You must release me, for I release me from this book, which has become. Bring me the red page. I need more red pages, please. There. Don't waste time. Look. Don't. My brother. My brother is killed. I wrongfully imprisoned. Bring the red page to me.
Okay, so now, so only the CGI versions have subtitles.
You've returned. I thought you wouldn't return. Just to rescue me. I'm acting out. Don't be my brother. I beg you. Be complete. Don't. Always blue pages. Listen to him. Listen to my brother. Egotistical fool and a liar. Help me. Bring me the blue pages. Ignore the red ones. Don't bring the red ones. Earnestly implore you. Wrongfully imprisoned. You must believe me. Will have my retribution. Please bring me the blue pages. Pages, please.
Okay. Right. Okay. Real quick, was there any of these? 724. This was just dates. Yeah, that was just dates. So I need to find somewhere where I can the safe. Right? That's the tree. So 221 and then 240. Okay. Wrong way. Oop, no. Okay. 2, 2, 1. And then over here, 2, 40. Wait, no, I got those backwards. There we go. Bridge to here. Which will get me into this clock room. That's certainly a way to make a bridge, so this is now activated. Anything back here? No. No. Okay. Uh-huh. So... Okay. So 724. No, that's the enshrined tree. 59 volts. No. I don't know what this is yet. Okay. That closed. The bridge is now open. Okay, so if I now go back here to the docks, I'm guessing I have not yet found all of these things. I have. I found a white page. Inside found the white page. Now, what do I do with the white page? Give it to one of the brothers, maybe? I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, so gears. What's the... Ooh, hold on. This is marked as the gears, not the... Hold on, did I get my things wrong? Hold on. But I can't point there. Ah, hold on. Gears. 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 Everything about this is gears. Okay. want to... Okay. Let's say it's 221 I need. There's... Okay. So... Okay. Okay, so there's 1, 2, and 3. I need to get 2, 2, 1. So I need to put this... Yeah, I've always been terrible at this kind of puzzle. Okay. Let's do this one first. So now that's... Okay. Need... Okay, so this is... So I've got the right combination there. It's in the wrong spot. This... No, I got 3, 2, 1. I only have so many goes. Okay. So... keep getting 2, 2, 1 on the next one. Just get back and forth. 2, 1, 2. My brain does not work with this kind of puzzle. I don't even know if this is the right number. 3, 1, 1. Now I'm just back to the start. Okay. Starts on 3, 3, 3. Just pull this. Wait. Ah, okay, so hold on. If you pull it once, it does both. But if you hold, Okay, so... Okay, no. So I want that, so reset. Reset. Okay. You are 1. And then... hold. There. Can't open or solve the gear puzzle inside the clock tower. Okay, so that... will now open up these gears. Uh-huh. I expected them to start turning, but no. They've revealed a book. Going to Mechanicus, or Mechanical. I see a blue sky. All right. Here I am. This has got to be mechanical. And here we have the fortress that the guy made. Clock. Slightly after 3. Model of the rocket ship. Model of the ship. Woman, perhaps his wife. This looks Napoleonic. I'm feeling like 1800s. Ooh, a throne. Huh. Cirrus, your greed sickens me. Your desire for wealth and plunder is never satisfied. I will instruct my subjects not to pay your new tax, and you know they'll listen to me. Regards, Artkanar. Okay. Okay, so... Okay, so that's where Cirrus was. Okay. Elevator, we'll get to that in a second. Weapons. Bloody weapons. Armor. Arrow stuck into there. Rotation simulator. That's a mean Jack in the Box. Oh, that'll be one of the monkey people. Ooh. Head, huh? Mounted on a wall. Uh-huh. Nasty things here. Okay. So. We have a torture chamber and a throne room. Hold on, what's this do? This button here. Uh-huh. Does this rotate the fortress? Hold on, I missed this. Okay, so I'm looking for a combination to that thing. So, yeah. Okay, so this fortress clearly turns. Yes, the colorful water. Wait, that was, I swear that was, the other place. Hold on. Okay. Let's check out this elevator. Can't go down. Can go up. So I'm in the cogs. That doesn't seem very helpful. So down here. So this is flashing. Maybe that rotates the cog assembly up above. Ah. But now, can't use the elevator. Okay, so that's the facing of the elevator. I'm going to guess I can't get in like this, right? Okay, no, so it has to be facing this way. Do. So I can now ride this up, but to a dead end. Unless there's a... Okay, there's a button there. That's probably just the elevator call. There might be something on the far side. Okay. Don't know what to do with that yet. Interesting. Just out of interest. No. That does not appear to have helped. Okay, so I'm looking for something like this to control which way the fortress faces. Meanwhile, there's this. Which I'm not sure what it is. So yes, throne room, all this stuff. Hold on. These are also a combination. Okay, so we've got... We've got triangular pyramid, hexagon, and triangular... I think that's dodecahedron. Hold on. I'll take a picture. I should take a picture. It's yellow, green, orange, right? These are all green. No, so that's not that. But I am betting that these are a combination of some sort. This might be a famous real-life painting, I don't know. That's not interactable. Manacles. Okay, does it only stay on for a bit, or does it only stay on while I'm there? It only stays on while I'm here. Is there anything useful about this? Ugh. Oop, hold on. Ah. So I guess I know where there are no more monkey people. Okay. Okay. So that inner circle rotates, but not the outer circle. So one of them was greedy and one of them was violent. I will instruct my subjects. These people ruled over the worlds that they created or discovered or something. Yellow, green, orange. Just an ornate disc. Green, orange. Is there something I'm missing? Maybe out here? No. I have a feeling I want to get over there. But how? Painting. Wonder what this animal was. Is that a throne? We already know about that. That's a executioner's block. Knives, vials. Yes. Can't open this, and there doesn't seem to be anything in it anyway. We can electrify it, but I don't see how that helps us. Seems to be just a torture device. The rotation simulator is just a simulator. But that's the thing we need to do with the real levers, wherever they are. Which I swear must be up somehow. Nope. That just warps me into the elevator. What's this button? Okay, hold on. So that means I can go up. Okay, hold on. This green button lights up when I'm here. So what happens if I push the green button? Okay. It takes me to the middle. Okay, hold on. That gives me time to get out. I can always call it from here. Uh-huh. Here are the rotation controls. But how do I know which way I'm facing? Am I just gonna have to go back and forth? Okay, I am facing... here. Exactly where I wanted to. Alright, so now... I have this. So... that's 2 of the 4 symbols I need. Anything changed here? No, that's just a simulator that resets every time. Okay. Unlock. Rotate. That didn't sound right. Making different sounds. Let's take a look where we are. You're facing... Huh. Another thing. Okay, so this is where I was trying to get to in the first place. Alright, so here's the second set of codes. There's 3 different islands. Alright. So now let's align back with the first set. The first island again. Oh, yes. So, let me check something real quick. Okay. So that's the ding. Now hold on, let me find out if that ding is like that first island. Would probably be more helpful if, okay, yes, that's that. So I want to face 180 degrees from where I am now. Okay. Hold on. Let me use the simulator for a second. Okay. Okay, so I'm currently... Ah, this is the way I'm facing. Or is it? Okay. Ah, okay, so this will tell me what sounds to look out for. Okay. How long does it take to move from one to the other? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. And tell me which way I'm facing now. No. I'm gonna guess that I started the way I want to end. Okay, so unlock this. I want the clunk sound. Sheesh. What a way to build a fortress. I guess it is a fortress. This is probably meant to confound enemies. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3. That's not the one I'm looking for, but I'm going to go find out what it is. So I'm facing nothing. Okay. I wonder if when I'm rotating this, I'm rotating the world around me, or if I'm being rotated. Okay. Unlock. Rotate. 1, 2, 3. That should be what I want. Let's see, 1 second. And here we are. I saw you flicker in and out of existence. All right, so We want circle teeth, botting sphere, half circle. Okay. Okay. That gets me back to the island. I don't feel like I found anything useful except evidence that the brothers were both awful people. Mechanical. Found a way back from mechanical. I mean, I guess I did find pages. All right. So. We are at 3 hours and 47 minutes, and as we just completed an era, I think it's called, I think that's a good place to wrap up for the day. So, let's talk schedule. Tomorrow at, I believe, 10 a.m. Mountain Time will be the next community game day. I'm not sure what they're playing. Deep Rock Galactic, maybe? Not sure. That will not be streamed, but anybody who's part of the YouTube community is welcome to join. Well, not the YouTube community, the Discord community, and link to the Discord is in the description. Let me see. And then Sunday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, Shifty and I will be playing Vintage Story, which is as complicated as this in its own way. And then Friday, 1 week from now, at 7-ish p.m. Mountain Time, more of this. So, until then, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!